Okay, for respect for the people that are on time, let's start this presentation. I want to welcome you very much for the first official presentation of L7 Dex. What is L7 Dex? We are living in times right now where centralized exchange like Binance, Crypto.com, OKX, and so on have more and more issues. The issues are, first of all about KYC. It's quite impossible right now to be active, to do trades on a centralized exchange. The second point is all about security. We saw it a few months ago. $20 billion have been destroyed by the second biggest centralized exchange, that is FTX. Then the question of regulatory, everything about trading on leverage will be in the future not possible on centralized exchange. And of course, all the problematic of control of the authorities. A few weeks ago, I did an example. I sent a few thousand USDT from a decentralized wallet to Crypto.com. And a few minutes later, they sent me the information that they froze my wallet, actually not my wallet, but my USDT, if I don't give them in detail documentation who is the owner of the decentralized wallet that sent the money. This is the point where we are already now. Binance is asking if you sell USDT into fiat, euro, or dollar right now, a proof of income. So believe me, the end of centralized exchange is on the horizon. So one of the biggest categories in the next bull market with metaverse, with gaming, with Web 3.0 will be the token of decentralized exchange. And there will be a lot pumping out of out of nothing like mushrooms, and a few will take the leadership in this category, in this industry. The reason why I am so convinced that L7 Dex is one of the exchanges that will make the run, that will win the race, is first of all, the people behind. I flew to Malaysia a few weeks ago, and I had the chance as one of the first European leaders to talk to these people personally. I was in the office of Web TV Asia, that is the biggest TV channel that is in Asia with 6.6 billion views a month. I saw the spas that are owned by these guys. I met the owners personally, and I can tell you, these guys, they have not only the money to build up such a project, they have also the experience. When we talk about experience, I must go back in the old time when in Beijing in China, everything started, where CZ, Justin Sun, and the guys behind this project, actually they know each other from the beginning when CZ was selling his apartment and to buy Bitcoin for $10 per Bitcoin. This was the basic of the fundament of the richness of one of the richest men in the world right now. And just in this time, these guys did their first businesses. One of the first business was an exchange, a centralized exchange called Bullbit. Bullbit did not a huge volume. They did 300 million USDT in volume, but they were specialized on ICOs. And you remember this time when every shitcoin ERC20 token on Ethereum was making 1,000 X's. This was the time where these people based the fundament of what they do today. With the money they earned, they installed between 14 and 17, 300,000 miners in around Beijing. Some of them, most of them Bitcoin miner, but also GPU miner. And then came the day, the Black Friday, when they had to exit China with all their inventory. And they placed their miners in most of them North America, in Texas and in Georgia. And till today, these miners are under the management of a public listed company in US called BTOG. Then they invested their money in traditional businesses, more than 400 different businesses around Malaysia, 50 five-star spas. The biggest TV channel Asia is owned by 66% of this group, and much, much, much more. On the way, what they also did is in 2020, they created a new exchange called Ubank. And Ubank, till today, is also active. They sold it to a public investor, and they concentrated on their main business that was in this time traditional businesses and on the preparation of what I want to show you today. Before I do the presentation, next slide, please. I would love to talk about the legality. What I'm presenting here today is not an investment information. It's not something that I give you I'd ask you to invest in anything. I just want to transform, to send to you the basic information so that you know what's going on here and you can decide as an adult entrepreneur what you do and what you don't do with this opportunity. Next slide, please. So everything is based just for one event that will happen next year. Every 4 years, we have something that is the Bitcoin halving. And if you see this rainbow chart, you see that every 4 years, Bitcoin goes from a top to a low level. This is called bear market. And after this bear market, just a little bit before or after the halving year, we see a new bull market exploding. Halving is that for the same machines, they produce half of the Bitcoin. So the supply gets less and less and the demand gets higher and higher. And that's the reason why most of the time we get, next slide please, we get such a huge bull run that is making extremely high rewards for the people that are in this market. So if you see the chart, the last one please, not this one, the one before. If you see the exactly explosions of the bull markets, the lowest what happened in a bull market was a 20x. So we are now on a Bitcoin price of around 30,000. And all experts say that it's 70% chance that we see one more big correction. And we guess it can be around January, February 2024, when Bitcoin gets a huge crash down, direction 13 to 15,000. And this will be the goal for the next bull market. And then if you calculate the 20x out of a base of 13 or 15,000, then you have this famous 250 to 500,000 USDT that will be the next price for Bitcoin in the next bull market, or in Ethereum between 20 and 40, 50,000. This is what we can expect in the next bull market. Next slide, please. So 2024 will be the time, like we say in Germany, where we have spoons again to collect all the money that is flying from the sky. 2024 is the next 24 or 25 latest, the next bull market. And the project I want to show you today is based, the strategy of this project is based that all of you that listen to this presentation tonight have a chance to take profit from this bull market, because I am the best example. If you don't have the right vehicle, if you don't have the right skills, you can make it, but you can lose it all. I was 4-time multimillionaire in the last 10 years in crypto, and 4 times I lost everything because I didn't have the right vehicle like this one that I want to show you today. Next slide, please. So what is the strategy behind this concept? It's very simple. The goal is to start this market with an army of advocates, an army of people that will make this decentralized exchange one of the biggest in the market. Let's be clear, from the technology-wise, yes, we are one of the best from the technology. We use the GMX technology latest level. If you go on CoinMarketCap, you will see how many percentage, 50, 60x, did the GMX token in the last month in the middle of the bear market. The reason is the technology. All this future category decentralized exchange will be based, the good ones, on the GMX technology. There will be a lot of shit coming out also of this kind of new category, a lot of people that want to abuse the people and just want to collect and scam people, but there will be good projects, and L7 Dex will not be the only one, let's be clear. And the big difference is numbers of users. If you take the example of Uniswap, for instance, Uniswap started in 2018 just with a few influencers on Instagram, on Twitter, and they made an airdrop that attracted around 10,000 people, only because the airdrop, 10,000 people was testing in the beta phase Uniswap. And the story came that after the bull market, this airdrop, I received 500 USDT value of Uni token, and I had on the end of the bull market around 50,000 value USDT, huge. So, and Uniswap made it from zero to hero last year, 620 billion volume in the bull market, up to 5 billion USDT daily volume. This means more than 20,000 earnings in transaction fees. So if Uniswap started with a community of 10,000 people, what would be if a technology that is much more advanced than Uniswap, that is allowing leverage trading that Uniswap is not allowing, that is allowing spot trading in a decentralized order book that is Uniswap, SushiSwap, PancakeSwap not allowing? What if a technology that is much better than the competitors in the market is not starting with 10,000 people, but with 1 million? And even if it's only with 100,000, the guys behind the project are very modest, and they think that 100,000 is enough to be one of the top 50 in this market. But with the power of network marketing, that is my specialty, I believe we can build in the next 4 to 6 months a community of 1 million people. But even if it's only 100,000, can you imagine what will happen if 100,000 or 1 million people will day one, when the exchange will be listed in the public market, start to use this exchange? What will happen? We can become, in a few months, one of the top 10 coins in coinmarketcap.com. And if we start like I planned it, with 1 million of people, that will bring each of them 2 or 3 friends or family members, so that we start perhaps with 2, 3 million people on this exchange, what can happen in a few months? We can be the #1 decentralized exchange. We can become bigger than Uniswap in the next bull market. But even if we do it only small with 100,000, we will be one of the most profitable decentralized exchange in the market. So everything what I show you today has just one purpose: to build a community, to build a huge community, one for all for one, that will make this baby successful, so that we, all of us, profit a maximum of it. And also, I will talk about big numbers later. Let's be clear. We don't want the big money. We want the big community. We prefer to have 100,000 people signing up with a $100 staking program than having 50 people putting $1 billion. Let's be clear, this is our strategy. And for this, I want to talk about the second part of the strategy, that is the next slide, that is all about our staking program. So we have in this ecosystem 2 tokens. We have a stable coin and we have our own exchange coin, LSD, that I will explain a little bit later. Before I go too deep in detail, I will explain it on the end of the presentation more in detail. Just know that the carrot that we are giving to the market, we are attracting people in our project to help us to build this community with one huge attraction, and this is to make 1.5% minus different fees, 1.5% per day out of NFTs, actually USDTs through NFTs that you stake in the program. To make it short, you can make 30 to 40% out of your money every month. This is the attraction what we use to get hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of members. Next slide, please. So, what is the difference between a scam and a really serious business? The big difference is a scam has no business plan. They just have a nice website. Most of them, they have the most exciting websites. They have super videos. They have even good artists, good comedians that have been paid to play CEO and stuff like this. But they don't have a real business plan. And this is the exactly difference between all the scams out there and a serious project like L7 Dex. And the point is that they have really income sources where they will make so much money that it will be stupid to kill a cow for $250 million or $500 million that will bring me every day $250 or $500 million. And if you see Uniswap, for instance, with $620 billion volume last year in the bear market, can you imagine how much it will be in the next bull market? Now we have a market cap of 1 trillion right now in the crypto market. In the last bull market, it was 3 trillion. And in the next bull market, with all the money that had been printed by the Federal Reserve Bank, by the European Central Bank, all this paper that have been printed is somewhere. And this paper, this money will find a way in the markets, in the stock markets and in the next bull market. So we can expect that an Uniswap in the next bull market is making trillions of volume and will make hundreds of billions of profit with transaction fees and with insurance fees. And this is exactly where L7 comes. If we start only with 100,000 people, we will be one of the big players in the decentralized exchange world, and we will make so much money. This company, this project, this DAO, this decentralized smart contract driven project, will make so much money that you cannot imagine how profitable this is. So this is the reason number one, with transaction fees and insurance fees, why these guys have a clear plan. And the only question is, how many people will start the exchange on the market? That's the only question. But this is not all. This is the smallest part of their business plan. If we go on the next slide, I will show you what is really the strategy behind. And for this, I need to talk a little bit about the past. In 2017, beginning of the year, Ethereum was worth less than $3. On the end of the year, we was over $1,000. This is 30,000% increase in price. Why? Do you ask yourself the question, why? Some people think, yeah, because Bitcoin was running so much. No, there's only one reason. The reason why Ethereum did a 30,000% rise was that it was the currency that you needed to buy your preferred ERC20 token in the ICO hype. Everybody, every taxi driver was talking about his new project, that his micro caps, that he just bought the next big thing, that he can become rich. And all this hype was based on Ethereum and on the coin of Ethereum, that is ETH. So people needed to buy Ethereum to have all these projects. And on the side of this development, there was a young man that is one of the biggest, richest men in the world now, and will be for sure the richest man in the world in the next bull market. His name is CZ from Binance. He was observing this movement, and he saw, wow, this is interesting. And as a very smart businessman, he did two things. First of all, he airdropped 80% of all his BNB token to the market. You remember, this was the time you received 500 BNB just for visiting Binance.com. So he overfloated the market. And then on a certain point, he spread negative news about his own project. And what people did, they sold it. Most of them was for free anyway. They sold everything. And CZ repurchased 90% of the supply of BNB. And you know what he did? He burned it. He destroyed it because he had a clear plan. Because on the same time, in 2018, he's launched his Binance Smart Chain, where we are still working on today. And by launching the Binance Smart Chain, on the same time, he announced that he is promoting hundreds or thousands of extraordinary projects with developers that have cool ideas, cool products that will be for the next bull market, the next hot things. So he was creating Binance Smart Chain to launch on his Smart Chain thousands of exciting products. This was the next hype, the IDO hype. Everybody was on Binance Smart Chain now. And people like the same taxi driver that went crazy 2017 for ERC20 token, now he traded on Binance Smart Chain. And Binance did actually, from, if you calculate from 2017 till end of 18, he did 2.6 million%. But I'm just calculating now the year of the IDO of BNB, of Binance, and they made 7,000%. Why? Just for one reason, same strategy like Ethereum. You needed BNB if you want to buy your preferred project. And the only reason why a shit coin called BNB in this time could make such a value and went up to $690 in the last bull market, the only reason is that you needed this currency to buy your preferred projects. Same example with PancakeSwap. You remember PancakeSwap, SushiSwap, all the exchange had now such food names. And there was a real literally shit cake, a shit coin called Cake that did over 4,000% just because people needed cake to trade on PancakeSwap. So what does this has to do with us? What does this has to do with L7 Dex? Very simple. We copy this strategy. Already now, the guys behind this project, and believe me, they are one of the smartest business people in Asia. These guys already now are in discussion with hundreds of extraordinary young teams of developers that have super cool ideas in metaverse, in gaming, in Web 3.0, and in artificial intelligence. All things that will get a lot of attraction in the next bull market. And they do contracts with them. The contract, what the most of these young teams need is money. Yes, they need support. They give it to them. They need community. Of course, we just build a community of a million of people. We will give it to them. We help them with all the different cases, but the most important, we give them the money. We decide with a group of people that is behind L7dex how much found we address to a team. We block it on a multi-wallet so they cannot rug pull, they cannot run away. They know exactly through contracts what they have to do, what they not have to do. So we prepare for the next bull market, when the market will be hot again, when the taxi driver will again approach you about his new things that he just found where he will make him rich. When the market will go hot again, when you have to like your friends, share posts of new projects, do comments on Twitter to receive an allocation of $100. When the launch pads, again, will ask you to block $10,000, $50,000 to get every week 1 or 2 launch of new projects. When the market will be hot again, we will be ready to launch our projects on the L7 Dex. And you can guess now in which currency you can buy this project. Only one currency will be accepted, our token. What is Ethereum, or what is ETH for Ethereum, what is BNB for Binance, what is Cake for PancakeSwap, what is Uni for Uniswap is LSD for us, for L7 Dex. So people from outside, this project will, in transaction fees and insurance fees that I showed in the last slide, they will make billions and billions of profit just with transaction fees. But they will literally make trillions eventually. I don't know if it's so much, but they do a huge attraction. It's possible that LSD become one of the top 10 coins and will have a market cap in the bull market of 10 billion. It's definitely possible when people really want to jump in new project. And we will offer them this project like a launchpad on L7dex. A lot of very cool projects will be launched. And yes, this is the money flow from outside that will come into this system. And you have a chance in this program that I will show later to get this LSD token for free just by staking. We will talk about this later. Next slide, please. Next strategy of this, guys, even more genius. It's a 3-phase strategy. The next strategy is when the market will be hot again. You know, this Bitcoin miners and GPU miners, 300,000 that is around the world managed by BTOG. Right now, most of them are not active. These are S7, S8 miners. They are not productive when the Bitcoin is around 30,000. These machines need a Bitcoin price around 60,000 to get break even again. So because the newest machines, perhaps they have a lower break even, but these machines will produce. They will produce Bitcoin. The only point is for break even, they need a higher Bitcoin price. And I told you on the beginning that Bitcoin has a huge chance to go over 200,000, 300,000, eventually 500,000 in the last spike. So before the next bear market, because this one will happen for sure also. So there will be a new hype when people really want to have again this golden eggs every morning in their basket. Every morning they want to see that their computer, their hash power, their compounding power is producing them pieces of Bitcoin or pieces of altcoins. And this will be the time where we will say thank you to our community. If you still have the commissions that you earned here in our stablecoin, LUSD or LSD, you can add a little part of 10% liquidity in USDT, and you can now buy hash power that is producing you with the commission you made already, that can produce you Bitcoin. And people will buy this hash power big time, because they know when the hype will be there, they want to produce. They don't want to buy Bitcoin for 300,000. They want to mine it. They want to buy hash power. So this is the third strategy. After billions of income with transaction and insurance fees, after hundreds of billions potential of money that can flow in an LSD token, we still have our 300,000 miners that will be very profitable. Next slide, please. All this strategy is just, if you look at, sorry for this, I will do it better the next days. I just use this photo of my last presentation I did this morning. And I want to sensibilize you something, because when you go out there, 99.9% of all ROI deals, all companies that offer you 1.5%, most of them, 99.9% are scams, 99%. And I want to show you here on this screen what is the difference, because you will have these questions anyway when you will go out with this project in the market. So if you look on the first approach, it looks similar. Yes, there's USDT going to a smart contract, and for a minting on an NFT, people make 1.5% a day, and they can take out a USDT. So it looks like a scam, because if you see on the bottom down left side, a lot of companies did this. They collected a few hundred, 500, $600 million, and they just shut down. They paid the commission, they shut down, and they exit with a few hundred million profit. So here, there's a huge difference, and that's the difference between a scam and a real business. First of all, these guys have reserves. Right now, there's a reserve fund of 10 million USDT. And believe me, this is the most influential and the most successful entrepreneurs Chinese entrepreneurs in Malaysia. If they want to increase this pool, it's not a problem for them. And of course, they will do it for their new project. But they will not need it, because if you see the curve here on the right, if you see that when other projects exit, we just start the game. We want to start step number one. If it's not 1 million, and I'm sure it will be 1 million, it will be 100,000 people. With 100,000 people, we will make so much money on transaction fees and insurance fees that it will be absolutely make no sense to exit the market. That's the reason why I trust them. I trust them because I like them personally. I looked in their eyes. I believe them, but they are honest people, they are very good professional entrepreneurs. They know what they're doing. They have a lot of success. I really trust them. But also for my logic, it makes no sense to kill a cow, like I said before, for 250 million, if I can make 250 million a day from the milk of the cow. So step number one, huge money coming in with transaction fees. Step number two, huge money flying in the LSD token. And who owns the most LSD token? Of course, the founders of L7 Dex. So why killing a machine that is attracting billions in their token? And of course, what I said before, the Bitcoin mining. So just to give you a little overview, what is here the business plan? But every business plan, next slide, please. Every business plan, every project has a chance to die for two reasons. Reason number one, not enough volume. Reason number two, too much volume. Where is the liquidity coming from? All these billions, what I was just talking about. And for this, you have to understand that because no bank, no centralized exchange like Binance will finance new projects if they don't have a personal direct interest. And for this, there's a huge industry that have been created in the crypto space, especially in the decentralized crypto space with Uniswap, a huge industry that is called liquidity pools. So every pair of token needs liquidity, so there's enough liquidity so it can be exchanged back and forth. But all these projects, this new project, they have to go out in the world and look for begging for capital. Please put liquidity in my pool. Please put this. We give you 10% a month. We give you 5% a month. We give you 15% a month, whatever it is. In our case, this is one of the smartest moves of these guys. We will, with a group of top leaders here worldwide, make a huge volume in the next 6 months. It can be over $1 billion in commission that can be paid here. And 10% of all this commission is flowing in a pool that is giving the fundament, the guarantee for our common project. If you make 100,000 in this project, do you have a problem to put 10%, 10,000 in a pool that is saving your project, that you can continue to get the milk from the cow every day? No, you have no problem for this. You will definitively do it. And this is not only a safety that you guarantee for your project, but you will be also rewarded. Remember, hundreds, if not thousands, of exciting projects that have 1,000 to 10,000x potential in the next bull market will be launched on L7 Dex. And you, as a liquidity provider, that giving 10% of your commission in our liquidity pool, you will receive free allocations from all these projects before starts the pre-sales. So only with this, you can become a multimillionaire in the next bull market. Next slide, please. Now, let's talk a little bit about in detail the numbers as what you can make by staking. Now I go really a little bit more in detail. So everything starts with USDT. So you send USDT to a smart contract. Everything here is based on a smart contract. Everything is based on a DAO. You send USDT to a smart contract and you mint NFT. You receive an NFT. Right now there's 100, 1,000, so different kind of NFTs. You can mix depending your budget, what you want to stake. So once you have your NFT, you can, by the way, you can anytime your NFT, before the contract, after the staking contract, when you want, you can always instantly swap your NFT into USDT. You have just to pay a fee of 5% and you can always exit every NFT and you go back in USDT. But of course, the most of people join this project not to exit in 5 minutes, and they want to make a good staking reward. So if you decide now to stake your NFT, you make 1.5% per day. That's huge. Next slide, please. 1.5 per day, depending the time where you stake. You can stake 10 days, 30 days, 60 days, 180 and 360. You pay different fees. So it goes between 30% and 10%. So actually you don't receive 1.5%. You receive, if you stake just for 10 days, 1.05%. And if you stake for 360 days, you receive 1.35%. So it's much more, especially with the compounding. Let's do an example. You stake 10,000 USDT in an NFT for 1 year of 360 days. You go home before the transaction fee of the exit fee of 5%. You go home with 48,000 something. So it's a nice 5x on your originally capital that you go in. Can you go to the last slide, please? So what you do is you stake, and now you receive daily. This is also very cool. You don't have to wait a year. Daily, you receive your rewards, and you receive them in LUSD. LUSD is the stable coin of our platform. What is BUSD for Binance is LUSD for us. So this LUSD has always the same value like a USDT. So if you receive your staking rewards, how much it is, you can daily swap, convert your LUSD in USDT. You pay your 5% exit fee, and that's it. You take your money and you run away if you want it. But this is not the smartest solution. The smartest solution is, as you saw in my presentation before, the big money is in the LSD. By the way, this LSD that we will talk now has an increase, a daily increase of 10% through an algorithm that is programmed. So this token, the LSD that I'm talking now, is not listed in the public markets now. So this LSD token is now manually inside, not manually, but through an algorithm, or increases every day with 10%. This means that you have 100% in 10 days. You have 1,000% in 100 days. So imagine you get now paid your staking reward because you can use the LUSD now, the profit that you made with the staking with the 1.5%. You can take this profit and you can restake it. You can use the compounding effect. And this time, you get rewarded in LSD. So first of all, the LSD that you receive now, you know that from this day where you receive it, every day will be 10% more expensive. You make 10% more every day on your LSD. For the moment, through the algorithm internally. But then will come the day when the LSD will be listed on the public market. And this will be one of the days or months or weeks before the start of the bull market, when all this capital is flowing in the LSD. So yes, you can sell your Ethereum for $5 if you bought it or minted it for 50 cents. And you will have to book a yoga course to beat in your back all your life because you did it. And here it's exactly the same. Yes, you can sell your LSD that you receive with the nice staking reward by staking the LUSD that you already received by staking your NFT. But you can also hold it. And you can wait till it increases, as long as it's not public listed, 10% a day. And later, when it will be public listed, the market will decide. And with the strategy, what these guys have with L7 Dex, with all the new project that has to be bought with LSD, no new project, believe me, it will be one of your best assets. This is exactly what it will be, an asset. LSD, the goal of LSD is not to be a pump and dump token. The goal of LSD is to become an asset that you can hold all your life if you want to. So you have two choices. You sell it or you just hold it. So this is a plan. When I show this to people, I was just today on the birthday of my kid, and we was in the school, and we had a nice theater presentation today, theater presentation. And I just had a discussion with two parents, and I told them this, and they said, wow, this is incredible. But I say to them also, okay, this is something, this is so huge. I want you just to put in this business what is really something that you, in worst case scenario, can afford to lose. Because what is this 100% security behind DEX doesn't exist. Why? Because there can be external things where these guys have no influence on. If an atom bomb is crashing in the middle of Ukraine from Russia, if we have a COVID this winter that is killing 50% of the world population, if I don't know what can happen, the climate change that suddenly America, half of the New York and the other side, Los Angeles, is overflowed with a tsunami and destroyed 50% of America. If something like this happens, yes, there will be no bull market. And yes, then this project will not work out. But the chance, the risk, what people take is so irrelevant comparing to the potential behind that. Like my friend one day says, no risk, no champagne. So I think it's a good calculated risk that we can take here. Next slide, please. So now, of course, there is a possibility to get rewarded, of course, by promoting this business. And this is also something that shows me the seriosity of these people. I know compensation plans in detail. I developed myself compensation plans. I consulted network marketing companies to build their compensation plans. And I have the experience, and I can tell you, there's just one plan that is really fair for everybody, and it's the uni-level plan. By the way, the only plan that is approved by the highest court in Europe is the uni-level plan. All these binaries, it's all the guy like me on the top who gets a power leg, who is advantage. In the matrix, it's only the tree level on the top that gets some spillover. The uni-level plan is a plan that is paying every person in this plan the most fair way possible. And this plan has even something completely crazy. Because imagine I am your sponsor and I stake 100,000 USDT and I make 30,000, let's say, average per month. So you, as my first generation, you receive 5% of what I earn as long you have the same staking amount like I have. So if I stake for 100,000 and you stake for 100,000, you will receive 5% from my 30,000. If you stake only with 10,000 and I stake for 100,000, you stake 10% of what I stake. So you make 5% of 10% from my reward. So you make 5% from 3,000. I hope you understand what I mean. So that it goes even more. This guy, most of the strong guys, they have a strong guys as a sponsor. So you have both another guy who is staking, and you make from the upline, from your upline, also 5% on his staking reward. So this is a nice gadget, but the big money comes, of course, by building a downline. You receive 10% of the full staking reward. This is also shows me this is not a scam. A scam pays money of the money that is flying in the system. They pay money, they pay commission on the reward, on the staking reward of the people, the big difference. So you make 10% on the full staking reward, and now you can have a $100 pack. If you live in Africa and you don't have more money, you can have a $100 pack, and you sponsor through the internet somebody in Japan with a 100,000 staking NFT. So you will make the full 10% of his staking reward. This is very, very good for the little guys also. And you will get even paid for the second level. So your first generation is the people you introduce, and then the people these people introduce, you make also full 10% on the reward of your second generation. This plan, this 2 level up and 2 level down, especially the 2 level down, is exactly the same plan that you find with Amazon, with Google, with all these reward programs that is referencing affiliate people. So it's a very cool plan, and with this we could build our 100,000 users for the platform easy with online marketing. But of course, we are in network marketing, and we want to give you a chance to work one time in your life, like I did in the past trainings, 90-day focus for lifetime freedom. This is exactly what's going on here. If you focus for 90 days, maximum 120 days, all in, with all your network, with all your energy, with all your dreams, with all your power, you give 90 to 120 days, all what you can give, and you will be financial free for your generation, your next generation, and the generation of your grandkids. And this is how I will show in the next plan. This is a plan that is really rocking. I love this. This is so huge for the little guy and for the big guy. The little guy gets his 10% and 10%. And if you build a community from your third level, then you will really, really have a chance to make a lot of money. And it's through a difference bonus plan. One of the most exciting plans, most money in my life I did with such different bonus plans. And I will show you why. So there's different levels. The first level is the V1 level. So a V1 is somebody who has in his smallest leg, his smallest team, or in the different small teams. So he has one strong leg and he has 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 small legs. So the small legs in addition have to produce per month a minimum of 20,000 staking reward. So if you want to calculate it, if you take 30% a month, to make it simple, we talk about 65,000 USDT in NFTs staking in your downline. Okay, this gives around 20,000 a month in your weakest legs, not the strongest leg. It doesn't count. So if you have this, you receive from your third generation till infinity, you receive 10% of the full staking reward of your organization. Very exciting. Now it gets a little bit more serious, because now it's, and more easy, by the way. Now, if you have 2 lines where you have in each line 1v1, and it must not be sponsored by yourself, can be somewhere deep in your organization. If you have 2 V1s in 2 different legs, you are V2. Now you get 20% of all not qualified people that are not V1. And if you have your 2 V1s under you, because you are V2, you still make the difference between 20% and 10% between the V2 and the V1. Very nice, rewarding. If you have in your 2 lines now, by helping these V2s, you help them now V1, sorry, you have them to become V2, and suddenly you become V3. And as a V3, you make 30%. You make 30% on the not qualified, you make 10% on the V2s, 20% on the V1s, and as I said, 30% on the rest. Huge difference. Now it gets interesting. Now from V4, you need 3 legs. And actually you need only 3 lines, 3 teams to max out the plan. to go till the absolutely maximum you can take out of this program. You just need 3 lines, 3 top leaders, somewhere in 3 different lines, not personally sponsored. Can somewhere, you know, somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. This somebody is enough somewhere deep in your organization. You have 3 of them, you get 3 V4s, and then you have V4. Now you make 40%. So imagine you have now somewhere in your third generation, and you are qualified V4, and nobody is qualified till this guy in your third generation that is staking 100,000. And now this 100,000, he makes, let's say, average 30,000 a month. You make 40% on 30,000 every month. That's 12,000 to 12,000, 12 to 13,000 every month, doing nothing, just because this guy is saving his money from inflation, because he knows that he let the 100,000 on the bank account in 1 year, it will be 30% less, because the inflation will take him the buying power. He knows this. So he's looking for ways, and one way can be with a little part of his wealth to put some in such a staking program. So only because he's putting money from A to B, he's buying nothing, he's investing in nothing, he just stake his NFTs that he can exchange in USDT whenever he wants. Just for this, you receive every month 12 to 14,000 because you help somebody to save his money against the inflation. Amazing. Now, next rank, V5. Same like before, 3 lines. You help your people to become V4, and you are V5. Now you make 50%. Exactly what I explained before, but 10% more. Huge. And then there's even the partner status. This is something very special. This is something that I really recommend you to run for, because 10%, not of your downline, 10% of the worldwide staking reward. Imagine $1 billion in staking in 6 months. That's 350 million a month staking reward. 10% of this is how much? 35 million that is shared every month with a few people that have the ranking partner level. And partner is perhaps 10, 20, let it be 100 people that share all this huge amount of money. So it really makes sense to run for it, to run. And, you know, in the most of network marketing systems, on a certain point, your downline doesn't become your friend anymore, because in the most of compensation plan, a good guy in the downline can double you. He can get the same rank as you. And if he get the same rank as you, most of the time, you don't make money anymore on him. That's exactly the thing what is not happening here, with a genius part of this plan to really support, to build a community, to build one for all and all for one. And this is the matching bonus. If you help your people to have the same rank like you have, you still make 10% on the first V1, V2, V3, whatever rank you have in your organization, 10% of what he's earning in staking and in network commission. And if this guy has deep in his organization another one with the same rank, so then you compress everything, it will be your second matching generation, and you still make 5% on the people with the same rank like you that are in your second level. And you even make 5% on the people on your third level. And if you match 2 people in your first level, mathematically, you will match 6 people in your 7th level and 20 people in your last level. Imagine you have 20 people making 10,000 a month. That's 200,000 a month, and you match with 5%. It's a good, nice, extra commission for people that you will never know, that live in countries where you have never been. So it's a huge, huge plan. Somebody who's following this simple system just to help people to build 3 legs, to help 3 different organizations to grow their business, to change their lives, is so amazing, good, rewarded in this plan. I never saw something like this. Last slide, I want just to conclude a little bit with a big thank you that you have listened to me tonight. And, you know, in life, from time to time, it's a decision. And you never have 100% proof. Like my friend said yesterday, no risk, no champagne. We have here people that, a lot of people, there was 1,000 leaders in Malaysia. 1,000 leaders checked the guys every day in meetings. I had minimum 20 private meetings with the founders. So I had the chance to feel them, to see their body language, to see how they look, how they react, how fast they answer. And my gut feeling tells me these are serious professional people. And yes, we are definitively in a high risk world. All crypto is high risk. All crypto can disappear tomorrow, but it's worth it. This is something when you put your skills together for the next 4 months and you just, without convincing, it's not about convincing, it's about showing. If you show this opportunity to 100 people, I promise you there will be between 30 and 60 that will follow you. And the focus don't have to be the big money. Don't care about the money. Let them start with $100 if they want. For us, it's important to build community. If you focus on $100 just to start, you can in a second step till show them they can stake 10,000 or 100,000. But it's now the most important is numbers of users. And this is also something. This is what I receive from management as a priority. Their focus is not collecting big funds of money. Scams want to collect big fund of money because on a certain point, they want to disappear with 90% of this money. But these guys, they don't care about your money. They care about your community because, I repeat, we want to start minimum with 100,000 people launching L7 Dex in the market to become one of the top 10 exchanges. And perhaps with your help and my help, we can help them to start with 1 million of people. And then you will not believe your eyes when after a few months, we will be on the top 5 of coin market cap. Thank you very much for listening tonight.